Hey, Tibbs here with Tibbs Gaming. Gonna open up another box of Ikoria today. Once again, have a spare box topper from a draft box, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so for our first box topper, we have Godzilla, Doom Inevitable. It's a pretty cool one. It's the Godzilla version of Yadaro Wandering Monster. Costs 5 generic, 2 red for an 8/8. Legendary creature, dinosaur turtle. Trample and haste, has cycling for 1 generic and a red. When you cycle it, shuffle it into your library from your graveyard. If you cycled a card named Yadaro Wandering Monster 4 or more times this game, put it onto the battlefield from your graveyard instead. Kind of funny the way the wording worked out, that it mentions Yadaro in its name, even though at the top it looks like the card's name is Godzilla. I realize it's there in small font, but it's kind of a weird way they handled it. I understand why, and it works, but it's a little odd. Alright, for the next one here, we have Dorat, the perfect pet. Again, it's kind of funny. Out of the 4 box toppers I've opened now, 2 of them have been Dorat. It's a really pretty card, though. Alright. I accidentally caught a glimpse of a foil. I don't know if... I couldn't tell what it was. We got Momentum Rumbler, Monstrous Step, and Barrier Breach as the uncommons. For our rare, we've got Triome right off the bat. It's the Rogren Triome, the Island Mountain Plains. It's a pretty good one. And a foil uncommon, Proud Wild Bonder. Alright, Clash of the Titans, Zenith Flare, Unbreakable Bond, and the Ozolith at rare. There's a lot of hype around this card, I think, early on. I think it's holding a little bit of value. It's a cool card. 1 generic for legendary artifact. Whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put those counters on the Ozolith. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if the Ozolith has counters on it, you may move all counters from the Ozolith onto target creature. So lets you save your counters when your creature dies. So it's cool. I know in some of my videos I do talk about the commons, but I'm a little late getting to this set, and by now a lot of you have probably already seen most of the set, and the commons haven't held up well with the collector's boxes selling as much as they have. There's not really any valuable commons, so I just felt like it wasn't worth the time, so that's why I'm skipping over those entirely. Migration Path, Fight as One, and Rogren Crystal. There's actually even not very many uncommons, I think, that held value in this set. Whirlwind of Thought. That's pretty much a bulk rare there. 1 generic blue, red, white for an enchantment. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, draw a card. We got a Rooting Moloch. Not sure how you actually say that. Ivy Elemental. And a Stormwild Caprador. I did have a lot of fun with this card in draft. Targeting my own creature with the Divine Arrow to pump it up. Worked out pretty well a couple times. For a rare, we've got Mythos of Snapdax. 2 generic, 2 white for a sorcery. Each player chooses an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker from among the non-land permanents they control and sacrifices the rest. If black and red was spent to cast the spell, you choose the permanents for each player instead. So if you can cast it with all 3 colors, it can be pretty brutal. And we've got a foil Blossoming Sands. So, nice little foil common land. Alright, we've got Sonorous Howl Bonder, Mystic Subdual, and Archipelagor as our uncommons. And another Triome, Ketria Triome. It's the Forest Island Mountain, green, blue, red. It's got nice art. I like those colors. I haven't built a deck yet. Foil Easy Prey, foil uncommon there. 1 generic and a black for an instant. Destroy target creature with converted mana cost 2 or less. Cycles for 2 mana. I feel like plays pretty similar to SWAT, if I'm remembering my cards correctly, from way back when cycling was new. Wingspan Mentor. Oh, we got a alternate art Trumpeting Gnar. I think that's first alternate art I've noticed. I don't know if I missed any commons. Can't remember if there are commons. Porcuparrot and Kogla, the Titan Ape. This guy has upset me a few times in Brawl when I forget that attack trigger. 3 generic, 3 green for a 7/6 legendary ape. Enters the battlefield, fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. And then, whenever it attacks, destroy target artifact or enchantment defending player controls. You can pay a generic and a green. Return target human you control to its owner's hand. Kogla gains indestructible until end of turn. So, got some built-in protection. Alright, Migration Path. Will of the All Hunter. Polywog Symbiote. And for our rare, Riel, the Everwise, the Mythic. 1 generic, a blue and a red. 0/3 legendary human wizard. Gets +1/+0 for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards for the first time each turn, draw that many cards. And I'm pretty sure we have a foil here. Ooh, that's a nice foil. Luris of the Dream Den. One of the companions. 1 generic and 2 white or black hybrid. For a 3/2 legendary Cat Nightmare. It has companion, of course. Its requirement is each permanent card in your starting deck has converted mana cost 2 or less. It has lifelink, and during each of your turns, you may cast 1 permanent spell with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard. This one is seeing some play, so that's definitely a nice foil pull there. Oh yeah, there's a common Vulpikeet. Neutralize, Boon of the Wish Giver, and Barrier Breach. Oh, another Mythic. Snaptax, Apex of the Hunt. 1 generic, a red, a white, and a black. For a 3/5 legendary Dinosaur Cat Nightmare. It's got a mutate cost of 2 generic, a black-red hybrid, and 2 white. It has double strike, and whenever this creature mutates, it deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker your opponent controls, and you gain 4 life. I haven't seen this one played much in Brawl that I can think of. Maybe it's just not the right colors. I'm seeing more of the other ones, but seems like it could work in the right deck. And then we have a foil rare, Death's Oasis. White, black, green for an enchantment. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. Then return a creature card with lesser converted mana cost than the creature that died from your graveyard to your hand. You can pay 1 and sacrifice Death's Oasis. You gain life equal to the greatest converted mana cost among creatures you control. So, Jubilant Skybonder, Void Beckoner, and Chittering Harvester. And rare is Genesis Ultimatum. First of the ultimatums in this box. 2 green, 3 blue, 2 red for a sorcery. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Put any number of permanent cards from among them onto the battlefield and the rest into your hand. Exile Genesis Ultimatum. Dreamtail Heron alternate. Fight as 1. Lord Dracus. And Ikoria Crystal for uncommons. Ruinous Ultimatum. Another ultimatum right away. 2 red, 3 white, 2 black. For sorcery, destroy all non-land permanents your opponents control. Definitely be a bit of a blow if you can sneak that in. Another Volpikeet. Skull Prophet, Heartless Act, and alternate art Lord Dracus. Non-foil Death's Oasis. Got Swallow Hole, Bastion of Remembrance, and Savai Thundermane. Our rare is Geruda, Doom of Depths. 4 generic, and then 2 blue or black hybrid. 6/6 legendary Demon Kraken. Has Companion. Your starting deck contains only cards with even converted mana costs. When it enters the battlefield, each player puts the top 4 cards of their library into their graveyard. Put a creature card with an even converted mana cost from among those cards onto the battlefield under your control. Charge of the Forever Beast, Valiant Rescuer, and Dive Tactics. We've got a Shark Typhoon. It's a nice rare. Seen to play 5 generic and a blue for an enchantment. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. Cycling for X plus 1 generic and a blue. And when you cycle it, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying. So, definitely a powerful card. Trumpeting Gnar. Alternate art Necropanther. And Heartless Act. I've got Skycat Sovereign for the rare. 1 white, 1 blue for a 1/1 elemental cat with flying. Gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control with flying. You can pay 2 generic, a white, and a blue to create a 1/1 white cat bird creature token with flying. So kind of build itself up over time. Keensight Mentor. Lead the Stampede. General's Enforcer, and for our rare we have another mythic, Luminous Broodmoth. That's a pretty good one. 2 generic, 2 white for a 3/4 insect with flying. Whenever a creature you control without flying dies, return to the battlefield under its owner's control with a flying counter on it. So definitely a nice card. Charge of the Forever Beast, alternate art Chittering Harvester, and Zagoth Crystal. And we've got Dirge Bat. 2 generic, 2 black for a 3/3 bat with mutate for 4 generic, 2 black. Has flash flying, and whenever this creature mutates, destroy target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Regal Leosaur. Reconnaissance Mission. Ominous Seas, and we've got another Triome, Zagoth Triome, the Swamp Forest Island. So 3rd Triome so far. Cloudpiercer alternate. Easy Prey, Glowstone Recluse, Escape Protocol, and another copy of the Ozolith. Alright, I think we got a foil here. I was just thinking to myself, we got to be due for one pretty soon. Flourishing Fox, Back for More, and Frill Scare Mentor. Whoop. Crystalline Giant. This guy's fun. 3 generic for an artifact creature giant. 3/3. Beginning of combat on your turn, choose a kind of counter at random that Crystalline Giant doesn't have on it from among Flying, First Strike, Death Touch, Hexproof, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, Vigilance, and +1/+1. Put a counter of that kind on Crystalline Giant. So he definitely beefs himself up over time. Foil Honey Mammoth, 4 generic 2 green for a 6/6 elephant. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 4 life. So, nice simple card. Oh, we got another foil, back to back. Reptilian Reflection, Proud Wild Bonder, Sanctuary Smasher. Is that just our second Death's Oasis, I think. No, that is our third Death's Oasis. 1 foil, 2 non. That's interesting. Now we've got Ominous Seas. Uncommon. 1 generic and blue for an enchantment. Whenever you draw a card, put a foreshadow counter on it. Remove 8 foreshadow counters from it and create an 8/8 blue Kraken creature token. And it's also got cycling of 2. So, neat card. Sprite Dragon, the regular version of our Dorat. Splendor Mare, and Insatiable Hemophage. Our rare is Mythos of Brokos. Second Mythos. 2 generic, 2 green for sorcery. If blue and black was spent to cast a spell, search your library for a card. Put that card into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. Return up to 2 permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Wingspan Mentor, Skull Prophet, Zagoth Mamba, and Frondland Felidar. 2 generic green and white for a 3/5 cat beast with vigilance. Has creatures you control with vigilance have 1 tap target creature. I am currently running this in Brawl alongside the commander that gives all your cats +1/+1 and vigilance. The companion, that's what I meant. The tribal companion. So it's a fun little combo. Sanctuary Lockdown, Weaponize the Monsters, Savai Crystal, and Urion Sky Nomad. 3 generic and 2 white blue hybrid for 4/5 legendary bird serpent. Companion requirement is your starting deck contains at least 20 cards more than the minimum deck size. That's fine. And when it enters the battlefield, exile any number of other non-land permanents you own and control. Return those cards to the battlefield at the beginning of your next end step. Ran this guy as a companion in a draft a while back, and 60 card deck had some questionable cards in it, but always having a 4/5 flyer in your opening hand, essentially, for a little bit of mana is real nice. Oop. Got a foil again. We'll get to that in a second here. We got Void Beckoner, Ndatha Crystal, and Channeled Force. Snuck to that foil accidentally. Rare is Hunted Nightmare. 1 generic, 2 black for a 4/5 Nightmare. Has Menace. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent puts a Death Touch counter on a creature they control. So, better have removal. Well, I guess he's got Menace. He could sneak by 1 guy, but. And then, yeah, foil Island. With a Cloud Piercer. Primal Empathy. Auspicious Starix, the alternate art. Necropanther. And I think we have something pretty cool behind here. There we go. A Showcase Ketria Triome. That's the Forest Island Mountain, green, blue, red. So that's I don't think I've seen that Triome in person yet. So I really like the style of art they used for the alternate cards. Alright, we're going to follow up the Showcase with another foil. So we got Titanoth Rex, Majestic Auricorn, and the alternate art Parcel Beast. Rare is Unpredictable Cyclone, the traditional, very expensive red rare enchantment. The crazy random ability. If a cycling ability of another non-land card would cause you to draw a card, instead exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a card that shares a card type with the cycled card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost, then put the exiled cards that weren't cast this way on the bottom of your library in a random order. So it gets weird. I did run one in a draft. Didn't really ever pay off too well. It does cycle itself for 2, so if you have a cycling theme, I mean, it's not the worst thing, but we've got a foil Solid Footing. Common, 1 white for an enchantment aura. Flash, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1. As long as enchanted creature has vigilance, it assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Nice little common enchantment. Kind of a cool foil art. I don't know. Pouncing Shore Shark, Polywog Symbiote, and back for more. And a rare we have Extinction Event, 3 generic and a black. For a sorcery, choose odd or even, exile each creature with converted mana cost of the chosen value. That can definitely work out in your favor sometimes. Got Hornbash Mentor, Alert Heed Bonder, and Grim Dancer. And the rare is Eerie Ultimatum. So 3 ultimatums so far. One is 2 white, 3 black, 2 green. For a sorcery, return any number of permanent cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. So another really powerful effect, but very restrictive cost, as is the way ultimatums are. Footfall Crater, Endaltha Crystal, Bastion of Remembrance. I'm getting peeks of the corner of that foil. I'm getting really excited because it looks pretty cool. Slither Wisp is the rare. 1 blue, 2 black for a 3/2 Elemental Nightmare with Flash. Whenever you cast another spell that has Flash, you draw a card and each opponent loses 1 life. Alright, is this as exciting as it looked out of the corner? Well, I mean, it does look cool. It's Majestic Auricorn. It's the alternate art, 4 generic and a white. For a 4/4, Unicorn has Mutate, 3 generic and a white, Vigilance, and whenever this creature mutates, you gain 4 life. So, I don't know. The alternate frame does look really good in foil, so that is pretty cool. Pouncing Shore Shark with the alternate art there. Primal Empathy. Rockering Crystal. I don't know why I can't keep the foils from peeking out. Zerta the Dawnwaker. Another companion. 1 generic and 2 red-white hybrid for a 3/3 Elemental Fox. Legendary. Its companion requirement is each permanent card in your starting deck has an activated ability. Then abilities you activate that aren't mana abilities cost 2 less to activate. This effect can't reduce the mana in that cost to less than 1 mana. And then itself, it has 1 generic and tap. Target creature can't block this turn. And the foil was Corpse Churn, 1 generic and a black. For an instant, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard, then you may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So, little self-mill and recursion back to your hand all in one. Huntmaster Liger, Glowstone Recluse, Duskbane Mentor, and another Shark Typhoon. I already had one of these, but not something I'll complain about seeing twice. It's pretty good rare. Complete with the shark token to go with it. Avian Oddity. Call of the Death Dweller. And Duskfang Mentor. Rare is Genesis Ultimatum. I believe we already did this one. This box. Real quick. 2 green, 3 blue, 2 red, sorcery. Look at the top 5 of your library. Put any number of permanent cards from among them in the battlefield, rest in your hand, then exile Genesis Ultimatum. I got the corner of the back card there. Exuberant Wolf Bear. Alright, let's try that again. Exuberant Wolf Bear. Boneyard Lurker. Zagoth Mamba. And Everquill Phoenix. I actually knew what that was just from the corner because I've pulled one. I believe it was the last box I opened. 2 generic, 2 red for 4/4. Creature Phoenix. Mutate 3 generic and red. It's flying. Whenever it mutates, create a red artifact token named Feather with pay 1, sack Feather, return target Phoenix card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So I don't know if we've made Phoenix Tribal a thing yet, but we should get there. Huntmaster Liger. Momentum Rumbler. Auspicious Starix. And the rare is Dranith Magistrate. I was thinking this guy might see some commander play, but I don't know if he's caught on yet, or if he ever will. 1 generic and a white for a 1/3 human wizard. Your opponent can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands, so prevents commanders from being cast. But and it doesn't even include your own, so I don't know. And a foil common of 1 mind. 2 generic and a blue for a sorcery. The spell costs 2 less to cast if you control a human creature and a non-human creature. And you draw 2 cards. Kind of some cool art though. Looks pretty good in foil. Alright, getting down there, down to the last 2 packs. Monstrous Step. Flame Spill. Cunning Nightbonder. And Indratha Triome. It's the Plain Swamp Forest. White, black, green. Alright, looks like we got a foil in the last pack. So we have Mystic Subdual, Keensight Mentor, the alternate art Porcuparrot, are 3 uncommons. Ooh, and a mythic for our last pack. Nethroi, Apex of Death. 2 generic, a white, black, and green. For 5/5 legendary Cat Nightmare Beast. Mutates for 4 generic, green, white hybrid, and 2 black. Has Death Touch lifelink, and whenever this creature mutates, return any number of target creature cards with total power 10 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. I am seeing this guy a lot in Brawl. He obviously pairs well with a lot of creatures that do things like enters the battlefield effects, and it's a good card anyway. Definitely a fun one. Let's see. For our very last card, we have a foil, and it is a foil mythic rare. Well, that's not anything to sneeze at. I don't know. General Kudro of Dranith. 1 generic, a white and a black for a 3/3 legendary human soldier. Other humans you control get +1/+1. Whenever General Kudro or another human enters the battlefield under your control, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. Pay 2 generic, sack 2 humans, destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. I see this guy getting run in some commander deck or brawl decks. I don't know, I'm not really sold on him yet, but foil mythics are always cool. So there we have it. Alright, so just looking back real quick, we did have foil mythic General Kudrow, which is cool, but I think the star of the box might be the Luris, foil Luris. Not really sure, but definitely a cool card. And then a foil Death's Oasis, 2 foil rares and a foil mythic. Ended up with 4 mythic rares, Luminous Broodmoth, Nethroi Apex of Death, and then Riel the Everwise and Snapdax. We also had, didn't get the full set. We got 5 Triomes, but we've got the regular and the alternate Ketria. So missing the 5th one, but still 5 Triomes for a box. It's not bad, and the alternate one is very cool. And then 2 Shark Typhoons to round out the random smattering of rares that I wanted to mention at the end here. I think there's 2 Ozoliths too that are pretty decent, but and then Godzilla is our box topper. I think Godzilla was the one for this box. Sindorat, I don't remember which way it went, but anyway, it's hard to really have a bad box when you have Triomes. So this box was definitely alright by me. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, let me know, I don't know, just make some noise in the comments. We'll see you next time.